Okay, we got some exciting news. The next run is ready. We are going to be, or not we, Darksol88 will be running V6 Glitchless any percent. Now, without further ado, why don't we get this started? Darksol88, welcome.
Alright. Hello, I hope people are doing good. So this is VVVVVV. The thing that I was, convinced to run, let's say. I am Darksol88, and joining me on commentary is Metroid Prime. Would you like to go ahead and, introduce yourself?
Sure, hey! Thank you so much for having me on for commentary. I'm Metroid Crime. I'm the one who submitted this game, so I'm so sorry.
I don't know, it's been worth it.
Yeah, you know, I agree, honestly. This is such a great game. I love it so much. It is honestly one of my favorite games of all time, and I'm so happy whenever new people, you know, try it out. So, yeah. I'm super excited to watch you run this today.
Yeah, so let's try and get into it. So, 3, 2, 1, go. So I'm gonna just mash through this real quick, but the short version is we've run into something, and now there's a problem.
Yeah, so our spaceship has crashed into what is known as Dimension V. Our entire crew, there are 6 crewmates in our party. We are playing as Captain Viridian. And all of our crewmates have been scattered all across this dimension that we have, you know, stumbled onto. So currently, Captain Viridian is searching for his crewmates. There we go. And we're going to talk to our first crewmate. This is Violet, who is the navigation and comms officer. So we're just getting in touch there, and you'll see that Viridian is suddenly happy and not sad anymore.
Don't worry, there'll be plenty of things that'll make them sad, like spites, and running into things that say yes for some reason.
Yes! Very smooth
or
exit
this
from that
big
room.
thing.
I call that the Venga buzz. You'll see it again.
I don't know if it has an... Oh, there's the spites. Okay.
Unfortunately, Captain Viridian hates spikes. It's like one of their least favorite things. So it's very unfortunate that they ended up in a dimension full of them. And you'll see Darksol is just exiting Space Station 1, which is the very first level of the Glitchless any percent category. Perfect. So we rescued our first crewmate, or rather, she rescued us, really, because she was on the ship the whole time. So she's just debriefing us on, you know, where we think everyone's transponders are going to lead us to. And there's a map that we will never see again.
Nonetheless, I accidentally pressed the button to put it up, which does happen.
Yes.
I've done it a few times.
Definitely. It is actually, menuing is a little bit of a pain in this game. You'll notice there was that lot at the beginning to just kind of click through there. There's also the Y button on the controller will basically activate a teleporter, but also pull up your menu at the same time. So if you're not careful,
you'll mash it, just don't do them both.
Yeah, it's not fun. So you can do the levels in this game in basically any order, but this is the intended order for this route specifically because it's the fastest. This is Space Station 2. It is known as the most difficult level in probably the game, honestly. There's a lot of really quick timed movement. A lot of these conveyor belts, which they slow you down if you happen to you know, accidentally enter at the wrong place of the room. A lot of your movement in this game is determined by where you enter the room to line you up for the right cycles.
By the way, I've seen strats for that room that I wish to never see again. Thanks to Crime.
Yes, there is a trick there called double Gordian knot where you can run through that room in one movement. Very nice cloud skip there. That was excellent. There's also, there's a few mechanics. Let's talk a little bit about the game itself. So there's very few buttons in this game. You're basically going left, right, and then flipping gravity with one button. And then, you know, as we talked about, there's the teleporter button as well. But it's basically a lot of quick jumps. You can also buffer jumps. So if you happen to hit the jump button within 3 frames of hitting a surface, you will automatically bounce off of it. I believe, have we hit the incentive?
Yeah, let me stop here and see if we got that or not.
Did we happen to reach today's incentive for this run?
Native?
I believe before when I was looking, although now it's not up on the page anymore.
Alright, how about this? If we do get it, I'll do it after the run.
Yes, we can do it after the run. We can do it.
And if not, then no harm done.
Yeah, so you still have, if we haven't hit the incentive yet, you still have a little bit of time to do so. So let's continue through.
We didn't get busted on the second one.
Yes.
I've had that happen a few times. This room is also not great.
Yes, Down Under is not a fun room. There are many different ways to get through that room. There we go, and we have reached our second crewmate. This is Vitellary, who is the ship's professor. I
think you said like what the name actually means.
Yes, so all of the crewmates are named after different colors. So Vitellary is actually the scientific term for an egg yolk, the color of an egg yolk. It's very cool. And also,
well, at least that explains the color.
Yes. Well, also, another thing I should mention is that all the crewmates' names start with the letter V as well. The creator had to find a color that meant yellow, but also started with V. So we are pathing our way right now to the tower, which is the game's auto-scroller. It is, there's a few different strats that you can go about here. Including something called, like, basically you'll see we have these checkpoints. If you happen to die at any point, you will get warped back to the last checkpoint that you basically hit before your death. And you can take advantage of that in this level by... Is it gonna happen here? Oh, not yet.
No, I missed it a little bit, that's fine.
That's okay. It honestly, doing the death skips here does not save that many frames. So if you...
It's like 3-4 seconds, I think, I remember it being said.
Yes, it's high risk, low reward, I guess. But basically what you can do is, in this room, is you can die just as you get hit by the spikes, as you hit a checkpoint, and it'll scroll the screen up just slightly to save you something like, it's anywhere from like 19 to 21 frames per skip. But if you die,
and the game runs at 30, so
seconds.
Yeah, that's actually quite a bit.
Yeah. So there we go.
And some may remark, this looks really smooth for 30 FPS, and that is because the game actually has a mode that runs at a higher frame rate, but the physics do not run any differently.
Yes, so this game is interesting in that it came out in 2010, but it got an update about 2 years ago that changed a lot of quality of life improvements, including updating the frame rate to 60 FPS, but the physics engine still runs in 30. So it feels weird to play in 30, but 60 doesn't really change how it works. Really strange stuff.
By the way, the good news is now we say Vermilion. The bad news is we've hit a hiccup.
Yes. So Vermilion is our ship's security officer. But yet we are guiding him through this level. So the way this works is that every time Captain Viridian is on the floor, Vermilion will travel towards Viridian with no regard for his safety whatsoever. In order to get him to stop moving towards you, you have to flip onto the ceiling. So you'll see Darksol escort Vermilion through this section. That was nice. That was very nice. That is a very tricky section.
I'm surprised because I've had so many instances of either messing that up, hitting the spikes. Actually, I'm gonna try something here. Yeah, okay, never mind.
So there's different ways.
I'm not good at that trick yet.
No, definitely. Oh my gosh, I don't even attempt that. So there's different routes you can make it through here. This is one of them. This is the simpler route. That was a nice flip. Wow. I usually step onto the second platform before going up there. But there's a lot of really tricky timing here. This room also is deceptively tricky. There we go, very nice. And then this is just, you're just running through this level, just doing some puzzles here. But there's a few different ways to... That room with all the moving platforms is a very, very difficult room, and if you're playing this casually, I'm sure you will have been stuck there for at least a few hours. But there we go.
That sounds like my first playthrough.
Yeah, same. So
trying to figure out how to do it and then get back across.
Absolutely. And
now I do the speed run where I have to where I do this probably frame perfect flip to get back onto it, get back over.
I know, it's wild. It's wild seeing improvement in this game. Like, I encourage everyone to play this game. It is really neat, and it's really satisfying once you start nailing tricks. Like your second run will probably be like twice as fast as your first one, honestly.
And potentially with like a third of the deaths.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going into another section here. This is, we're setting up for the warp zone. You'll notice we are warping through all of these tags over here, these warp tags, prepping us for what the next level is like. There's also a deceptive section right here where you're falling through two rooms. These are actually not the same room. They're two different rooms, but it's a little bit deceptive. But it's prepping you for what we're about to see right here. So warp zone literally will warp you from one side of the screen to the other. So when you're timing tricks in this level, you basically have to be very careful to not die because it won't reset your cycle. With a lot of other rooms in the game, and sections, you can just exit the room and come back and the cycle will be reset. Here, you have no such way to do so. But you'll notice, have to navigate through some very tricky things here. That was very nice movement. There's some rooms here where you can basically buffer jump into a room and make it through a cycle. This one is also an extremely tricky room. There we go. Perfect.
So the faster strat for that uses 3 of those kind of jumps. I only do 1 of them because the other 2 do not look fun.
Oh no, that red triangle room is still something that I die on very frequently. It is miserable. And then we're coming up to some very difficult rooms here. These are the heart rooms coming up in this next section. Very, very tricky timing, very easy to die and have to completely reset everything. There we go, perfect. Oh my gosh, very good.
I'm surprised I got that in the run because yes, I have died there too many times.
It is a very difficult
very
room.
stressful.
Yes.
Especially if you die in, that's why I have to kill you, where the hearts are broken and they move faster.
So we've rescued Verdigris, who's responsible for ship repair. Verdigris also has a crush on Violet. It's lore in the game. This game has a love story.
Right, I never actually looked at any of like the monitors.
Yeah,
ever.
So if you actually take Verdigris into intermission 1 instead of Vermilion, he asks for love advice from Viridian instead of.
Oh, that's actually kind of cute.
Yeah, it's super cute. So we're entering the Gravitron here, which is a famous level for being awful. Basically what's happening is you have to survive 60 seconds in the Gravitron. Every 10 seconds the pattern changes. Every 5 seconds you get a checkpoint. And if you happen to die at any point, it'll reset the pattern.
You know, like that.
Yes. It's especially difficult in the 30 to 20 second mark, which is completely random as to what's gonna happen here. But look at this pro movement. 25 seconds is very difficult also to recover from. Very, very good. Nice. And we passed that section. So this
Okay, we're fine.
Yeah. This part is mostly the same. This doesn't change too much. The only other thing that is worth mentioning for the Gravitron is that if you happen to die 8 or more times, the pattern actually will space further apart to make it easier for you to complete the level. So if you're like just learning this game and you're scared of the Gravitron, don't worry too much. The game will make it easier for you to get through it. And that was very, very good. My gosh.
It's also the biggest difference between, from what I understand with glitch runs and glitchless, is that gets skipped.
Yes, there is a category of this game. If you hate the Gravitron, if you hate Space Station 1, you can skip both of those and not play them. So we're navigating down to my personal favorite level, the lab. I think it has the best music. But I don't know how you feel about the lab.
Lab's mostly good. Sometimes I have issues.
Yeah, there can be some very difficult
But that's the theme in general.
here. Yeah. So you'll notice this level features a bunch of these bouncy lines, which we saw during the Gravitron. They flip gravity for you automatically. So this is, I really like this level. It's very nice, but there's a lot of very tricky movements that you can do with bouncing off of these.
As for the music, all of it's good.
This is true.
Okay, that was not supposed to happen.
Some tricky jumps here. There we go. All of the music in this game is excellent. I love this soundtrack so much.
I need to try and get my hands on it, because pretty much this isn't thing. Like, even people watching me play this was like, yeah, the music's good.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was some very impressive movement through several levels and that big bounce there. We're gonna say hi to Vermilion. Hi, Vermilion. He's helping. There we go.
I didn't quite get it, but that's okay.
That's okay. This is very tricky, this section. You can actually...
We got through, like, the worst of it, really.
Yeah, honestly, you don't want to reset before then, but there we go. Perfect. And then this also, some very impressive bouncing around these spikes. There we go, perfect. Almost in the home stretch here. And we're gonna do some fancy line bounces here. Nice. And,
okay, honestly, that's one of my cleaner labs.
I was gonna say, that was very, very clean. That was very nice. And then we rescue Victoria, who was very sad up until you found her, and now she's very happy.
She was very blue.
Very blue.
And we don't mean the color.
Well, actually, fun fact, her name is Victoria, and you might be wondering what, that's not a color, but it is, actually. Victoria is a shade of blue. So for crewmates there, we have Violet, Vitellary, Vermilion, Verdigris, and Victoria, and of course,
I should have remembered to look through the Crayola box earlier.
Absolutely. So we've rescued all of our crewmates, and now Captain Viridian has to rescue themselves. So this is basically a boss rush of levels, a gauntlet of trying to... it basically mashes up everything, every mechanic that you've seen already in the game into this one level for the finale. You'll notice a lot of these elements are basically present in other levels as well. This is a very tricky room. Lots of stuff to navigate there. Same here. And if you die there, you know, you gotta go back a room. It's kind of a hassle. There we go.
That I have died too many times in Vertigo alone.
Oh, yes, definitely, me too.
Usually because I'm impatient, I'm like, oh, I've got it right. No, I don't. Oh no, I've done it too early, and now I've hit the thing.
Absolutely. So you just saw Captain Viridian there turn on this monitor to destabilize Dimension V in an attempt to escape from it. So all the colors back on. We got the hype music, and this level's awful.
Yeah, somehow I made time slip look really easy, and then Three's Company decides, no,
I
you were
know.
doing too good.
That's how it always works, right? You got through time slips so expertly, and then
then Three's Company decided, no, fourth a crowd.
There we go. Lots of tight movement here. And of course, we can't stop without an auto-scroller again. This is the Panic Room, which, you know, is a very apt name. There we go.
You will, in fact, probably panic as the spikes come down on you.
Absolutely.
And we're not done.
Challenge.
Here's another one.
Another auto-scroller. Gotta place yourself on that platform. Very, very nice. Awesome. Oh, gosh.
All right, you want to see it again? We'll do it again.
Do it again. Nice. Okay, and we're in the final stretch here.
Okay, we're dead. As long as I don't, like, mess up on a flip here.
Final trinket, and... Oh, no! Oh, gosh. Almost.
I had to. Had to. One more for the road. Last fight.
Time is coming up very, very soon. I will tell you when it comes up because it's kind of in a weird spot. And right now.
There.
Very good.
Yeah, when it says all crew members rescued, I've seen that way too many times from the life split timer, which is set with auto split to fit in there.
17:54, that is a very good time for a marathon. You've done such a great job learning this game. Oh my gosh.
I am surprised. Like, I had this underestimate, like, immediately.
Yeah.
If native is there, this is definitely the last chance if that incentive's been met. And if it has, great. If it hasn't, that is still fine.
Oh, yes. As a matter of fact, I got some news. The incentive was made.
Yes.
Okay.
Awesome.
In that case, we'll be doing a very quick run through SS2 again to do that real quick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna speed through this because I do want to show off like the little thing at the end of this.
It's very
a neat
cute.
little cutscene.
Yes.
I've heard I'm guessing it's slightly different on Switch, but I don't have the Switch version, so.
It is a different. It has actually a different drawing on Switch. It's super cute.
This is how they get me to pay $10 more for this game.
Fun fact though, the version on the Switch is a different port than the PC version. It doesn't have the update that the PC version got about 2 years ago. So this physics is slightly different.
There's a little scene. It's very reminiscent of like the Commodore stuff from back in the day.
Absolutely. They're rocking out. They got the band back together.
All right. Play modes. All right, let's see how fast we can get the trinket. This will not take long, trust me. I've done this way too many times now.
Yeah, so we are about to do things the hard way. The room is called Doing Things the Hard Way, or you might know it as the VVVVVV rooms. So this game has trinkets. So this is the any % run, but there is also, you can do 100% run where you grab all of the trinkets. And there's a few scattered throughout each level. This one is, I think, probably the most famous puzzle for it. If you've ever seen people play this game, and you've seen them try to travel through like 7 different rooms twice. I think that's what it is. I think it's like 14 rooms, technically.
And the bad part is, technically, that's not the hardest trinket in the game.
No, it's not.
This one is.
Like it is. Yes, it's this one that we just passed, which we will not be doing. Because no one should have to do that one.
Apparently, Doherty and Not is harder. Edge Games is also a really hard one to get.
Yeah, that one's the only trinket in Warp Zone. But yeah, we're almost there. Well, actually, we gotta get through a few more things, but
Okay, I'll just take this slow. It's not.
Yeah,
we're not rushing here.
Nah, we already got a very good time. There we go. Making our way through the lies rooms.
Okay, good. We didn't fall for the lies.
There's a lot of them. So many lies in this game. Very good. I also really like the checkpoint room that we're about to end up in. That's right.
Oh yeah,
before.
the warning.
Yeah, the warning. Like, hey, guess what? Okay, here we go. We're gonna go down. So we're getting a preview of what this challenge looks like. Hit the checkpoint, and we're gonna go up, and up, and up, and up further. Hit the top.
And now down.
And now down. To the right side, and we're gonna grab the trinket. Yeah!
Of course, first try on it.
Try. No, that's awesome. Congrats on that. That rules. Thank you, everyone.
Honestly,
for
I
that.
expected that in like 5 attempts. That's usually my average.
Yeah. I want to learn how to do this.
It's very easy to just like do that.
Yeah.
It's very easy to just randomly hit a spike because it's very precise.
Yeah, I would love to learn how to do this blindfolded eventually.
Oh, that sounds like hell.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting, but it sounds like hell. But yeah, that's VVVVVV or V6 or V or whatever you want to call it. Let me give a shout out to Triangle. She's been great for this commentary. She's a fantastic runner of the game. Definitely catch your Katana Zero run later on in a marathon.
Yes, definitely. I've been having fun with that one. And thank you so much for having me here.
I've definitely seen the pain of that run.
Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, no, thank you so much for having me here. I'm Metroid Crime. You can find me twitch.tv/MetroidCrime. I'm on the internet. I'm around.
Yeah, same with me. I'm Darksol88 on Twitch. Normally I speed on a lot of Kirby games, but this is the game that's kind of got me to finally branch out a little bit, so maybe it'll be more varied games before long, but we'll see. And I made Viridian sad. Yeah, so if you time does be on par, Viridian gets sad. He's disappointed in himself.
Yeah. Could be rescuing his crewmates faster.
But yeah, I think that's it for the run. Thanks again for having us. Enjoy the rest of the marathon.